Let's get right into it. Number 5. Kid's Monster Survival Coach. Your kid insists there's a monster in the closet, or spends hours drawing creatures with 17 eyes and teeth like broken glass. This isn't just kids being weird. It's their ancient survival software running updates. Our ancestors lived in a world where actual monsters existed. Saber-toothed cats that could bite through skulls, cave bears twice the size of grizzlies, venomous snakes hiding in the grass. Your kid's brain still has all that old programming. When kids play monster, they're running threat assessment drills. They're figuring out what's dangerous, how big it is, and where it hides, questions their ancestors needed answers to. This is why kids love dinosaurs so much. Giant reptiles with razor teeth that actually existed. That's their brain going, okay, let's study the ultimate predators. Monster play is fear management training. When your kid pretends to be the monster, they're flipping the script. They become the thing that scares them. That's power. That's control. Kids use monsters to sort the world into categories. Good versus bad, safe versus dangerous. The monster under the bed teaches spatial awareness about where threats might hide. When kids demand monster stories, they're stress testing their fear response in a safe way. The beauty is how flexible monster is in a kid's mind. Sometimes it's a dragon, sometimes it's just something that looks different. They're learning to categorize the unknown. Number 4. Tag built-in predator drill. Watch a group of kids at a park. Give them 30 seconds and someone yells, "You're it!" triggering an all-out chase. Pure chaos, shrieks of laughter, and a desperate sprint to avoid being tagged. Kids love chasing games. Tag, cops, and robbers, whatever you call it. The core is the same. Run, chase, dodge, escape. It seems like mindless fun, but it's not. That urge to chase and be chased is an ancient survival program hardwired into their brains. Think about our ancestors tens of thousands of years ago. Life was basically a non-stop game of tag with things that had very real, very sharp teeth. You needed to be good at 2 things, not getting caught, and sometimes catching something yourself for dinner. That childhood game of tag is prehistoric practice, when kids are frantically running, zigzagging, and diving to avoid being it. They're not just playing. They're honing skills that were absolutely critical for survival. They're practicing predator evasion, learning to quickly change direction, scan for escape routes, and react instantly. When the roles reverse and they become the chaser, they're practicing pursuit, how to anticipate movement, conserve energy, and strategize to corner their prey. This kind of play builds incredible strength, coordination, and endurance. Kids don't lift weights. They chase each other to happy exhaustion. That's nature's gym, getting them in peak physical condition. Scientists point out that this type of rough-and-tumble play is universal. You see it in kids all over the world, and it's not just humans. Watch a litter of puppies or kittens. They're doing the exact same thing, pouncing, chasing, wrestling. They're all running ancient software, learning to navigate a complex, moving environment, make split-second decisions under pressure, and understand pursuit and escape. It's a physical and mental workout designed by millennia of evolution. Number 3. Why kids smash things. Hand a toddler a perfectly good toy, and they'll immediately try to pull it apart. Parents call it destructive, but your little one isn't being a tiny Godzilla. They're being a tiny scientist, an ancient engineer. This urge to deconstruct is hardwired into us. Your child pulls the wheels off a toy car not because they hate the car. Their brain is screaming to understand how it works. They're figuring out cause and effect, how different parts fit together, and the properties of materials, what snaps, what bends, what shatters. Early humans didn't have instruction manuals. To make a tool, they had to understand how materials behaved. They learned if a branch could become a spear, or how to break a rock for a sharp edge. They learned by doing, by taking things apart, a fallen tree, an animal carcass, a promising-looking stone. Their survival depended on deconstructing the natural world to understand its components. When your child rips pages from a book, they might be fascinated by the sound and texture, observing how one bound object becomes many individual pieces. This deconstruction behavior helped our ancestors figure out how to butcher an animal, how to break open shellfish, how to find the weak point in wood to split it for fire. So when your kid gleefully disassembles their blocks, they're not just making a mess. They're tapping into the same exploratory drive that helped us understand and innovate. It's how the tiny human brain learns to master the world, one dismantled toy at a time. Number 2. Throwing ancient human superpower. If you've ducked a flying sippy cup or scraped mashed banana off the ceiling, Know Your Toddler isn't just testing your patience. They're practicing a skill vital for our ancestors. One huge advantage early humans had was our ability to throw things with accuracy and force. This wasn't just for amusement, it was essential for survival. Throwing rocks meant hunting from a safe distance and keeping predators away. Our bodies literally evolved for it. We have unique shoulder joints that rotate in ways other primates can't, wrists that bend at angles perfect for launching projectiles, and brains with regions dedicated to calculating trajectories. No other animal on Earth can throw like humans. So when your toddler grabs their breakfast and launches it across the kitchen, they're not just being naughty. They're tapping into something scientists call the trajectory schema. Their brain is learning how objects move through space. They're like tiny physicists running endless experiments, figuring out what happens when they throw a soft toy versus a heavy block, and why a feather floats while a spoon drops fast. They're discovering gravity, weight, and cause and effect. This isn't just about understanding physics, it's crucial motor skill development. That overhand throw, the underhand toss, even dropping things from the high chair, it's all practice. The same practice that helped our ancestors develop hunting and defense skills. Number 1. Again survival instinct. Your kid wants to watch that same cartoon episode for the 700th time, or read that one picture book until the pages are practically transparent. It feels like a special kind of parental torture, but this repetitive behavior isn't just your child's attempt to make your brain melt. It's a fundamental learning mechanism, hardwired into their developing minds. Every time they ask to hear that story again, they're not just passively consuming, they're actively working to master the information. Scientists explain that young children learn best through repetition. It helps them build the very architecture of their brains, creating strong neural pathways for new knowledge and skills. Each repetition solidifies their understanding, helps them predict what comes next, and gives them a powerful sense of control and competence. Now let's rewind thousands of years. Imagine a small human living in a world full of dangers. Survival depended on flawlessly remembering which plants were safe, which animal tracks signaled danger, or the route back to the cave. Ancient kids likely learned these critical lessons through stories and chants repeated over and over by the elders. A child demanding to hear the story of the snarling beast with big teeth, again, wasn't just asking for entertainment. Their brain was instinctively drilling down on critical survival data. That again instinct ensured these lessons were deeply ingrained. The predictability of a repeated story also creates a sense of safety and security. In an unpredictable prehistoric world, knowing exactly what was coming next would have been incredibly comforting. Today, your toddler might be mastering the names of construction vehicles. The content has changed, but the underlying brain mechanism is exactly the same. This repetition doesn't stifle creativity. It actually builds a foundation for it. Once a child has truly mastered something through repetition, they can start to play with it and change it. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.